you will have to choose who you want to be. Well, we always do that. And I'm going to do that first, though, so that I can inspire all of you. And what I mean by that is that we're always choosing who we want to be or become, but it's a little different now because the world is changing. The world has changed. We're just kind of catching up with it. But that's what's going on. If you've looked around and you're wondering, why is there so much anger going on? Why is there division? Some of you have seen it and felt it, and you're wondering what is going on. Why are the weather conditions happening? Why are there so many of them? Why did we go through a pandemic for so long? Why did all that happen? Because the world needed to change, which means that you needed to change, which means I needed to change. We are all born with something that we're meant to bring to the world that would cause our lives to become better, and then we give that to the world so the world becomes better. But a lot of times we hold back for many different reasons. A fear is the main one, and I had a lot of that. That's why I wrote the book on fear. But I moved through all of that because I figured it out, and I understood why I had it. I understood why I went through all the crap I did earlier in my life and suffered through everything, because it gave me the ability to develop something that I can now give to others. That's how evolution happens. But we're at a place in our world where we're moving through a generational change, meaning that we are moving through the things that we came into the world with, which we inherited from our parents, our ancestors, or whoever raised us, whatever we grew up, whatever country we were in, whatever we picked up, whatever was programmed into us. We need to change that. And even in my message this morning, you will see that I used one from 2012 on this day because that's when I was given information. It was really weird for me as well to accept that that's what happened, but that is exactly what happened. And what that message said on this date is something different, meaning that we are here in the world now to create something different and something that's going to be better. And the way that we do that is by becoming ourselves. That's all that it is. And I am doing that, and this is, you might have heard, that I'm talking much more about authenticity because I couldn't get there. I couldn't tell you how I did everything that I've accomplished in my life. How did I move through all that crap and healing and all the physical illnesses, addictions, and all of that, failures, everything that I moved through, and then I still am here now. And I did a presentation this morning, and I told people I'm going to be 72 in another couple months, and it's like, how is that possible? Well, when you start understanding what you can let go of, you start reverse aging. It really does happen. You start taking the stress off your body. And these are all the things that I have developed over my 71 years now that I know that I can give back to others, and that's what I'm going to devote my life to doing. What is happening is we're making this split that we're going through. It's a division, and it's happening globally. It's everywhere because the universe said, or God, or Gaia, however you think of it, said, you're going in the wrong direction and something needs to change, otherwise your world is not going to exist. And we can see that. We can say, how many times can we break records with weather before we start to become responsible for who we are and do something different? How long can we decide to stay broke because we're not allowing ourselves to become our authentic selves? And that's what I did. So I understand it perfectly because it's too frightening to tell people who we are, even our families, and that's going to come up. You're going to see divisions everywhere. People are going to have different political ideas, different political views, and the biggest shift that's going on is that we're deciding as a world, basically, do we want a world that's ruled by dictators and autocrats, or do we want democracies where everyone is more equal? And do we want women to be the same? Do we want women to have equal rights? No, or we're going to keep controlling and putting others down and putting ourselves down. That's what we've really done, is that we hold ourselves back because we don't believe that we could be the people who could make a difference in the world. And I had to look at that and I said, I can't do that any longer. See, because what happened was this, and people couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I doubted it forever, but now I can no longer do that because I've seen the results of it. But in 2012, I was given a lot of information. If you listen to my any advice for today, the message today, I put a little channeling session in there where it came through how this happened, because there was another little period that happened for a lot of people during that year because we were changing in the world, and certain people received information as I did, and we're quite aware of it now, and we're supposed to use it to help bring the world into a new place, because we are creating a new world. That is what's happening. And so we can either go into fear, which a lot of people are doing right now. I just saw a bunch of them saying, I don't understand what's happening. Or we can go into, oh, I'm going to love myself now, and I'm going to work through all the issues that I brought in to the world, because we all did. I'm going to work through them all, because I know if I do that, my life is going to be better. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be prosperous, and I'm going to add that energy to the world. That is the work that I'm doing. This is the work that I was given, because I had to work through all of my stuff. I had to work through all of my biases, my hatred, my anger. I had all of it. I wrote an article about it in 2016, because I've been working on it for several years, you see. I had to acknowledge, wait a minute, I have some biases. I had some racial biases that I didn't understand, that I'd lived because I brought them in from my family. We all did. But I said, that's not serving us now. It's not serving me now. And so I had to let go of it. And then I couldn't understand why I was so angry all the time. And I was angry because I was not allowing myself to become who I was. I was in prison, like a lot of people, because we think this couldn't be me. I can't do the thing that's in front of me. I see this all the time. You know, I've been coaching this for more than 35 years. So I see people every single day not accepting what they have, not accepting the genius that is within them. And I did the same thing. But I'm beyond that now, because it's different. I put out something that I said I'm going to take a few people. I'm still doing that. But now I'm going to really put this together in a way that it can get to a much larger audience. Because what I have is something that can take any individual, move them through whatever stuff they've taught themselves, believed about their limitations, and take them to the place where they can succeed, thrive, become prosperous, happy, fall in love themselves. All of that is possible. And I can say that because that's the process that I had to move through. And if you look at my life, if you read my book, you'll know all the crap I went through. So that's how I developed it. And now I must give it back to the world. Otherwise, we're not going to have a world that we want to see. And that responsibility feels like it's with me. And I hope more people start to feel that way as well, because then we will have a different world. And I hope you join me. See you soon.